Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Sunday afternoon chat. Would you believe it? The very first Sunday afternoon chat for the year 2021. We think about 2021. My goodness, 2021. 2020 we'll remember all our lives. If we live to be 100, we'll still remember 2020. It's been quite a year. But do you remember what happened in 1980? Do you remember what happened in 1984? How about 1975, 76? You know, as these years go by and things that we think are so pressing and so critical, they end up not being too important to us. It's kind of like my buddy Hank Parker told me one time when him and I was talking about some real serious things that we thought would change the world, depending on how the deal went one way or the other. And he said, 1,000 years from now, Jimmy, it'll not make any difference. And, you know, I don't even remember what we were talking about. And that wasn't 1,000 years ago. Could have been for Hank Parker. It wasn't for me. But I love my buddy Hank. He used to always make jokes about my hair. He quit making hair jokes. For some reason, Hank quit making hair jokes. He absolutely quit making hair jokes. Can you believe that? He kind of likes my hair now. In fact, I believe I could sell him a little bit of it. I really could. But it's great to get into a new year. I was excited about getting into 2020, and you know, for the first 3 months of 2020, it was a spectacular year. I got to go to a lot of boat shows I hadn't got to go in years because for the first time in 55 years, I didn't fish national tournaments. So I got to go to Omaha. I hadn't been there in a long time. Got to go to Indianapolis. Hadn't been there in a long time. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, a lot of places I didn't get to go. But about March 15th, everything changed. The world changed about the middle of March. And but up until that time, you know, 2020 was a spectacular year. And I think 2021 is going to be a great one. I really believe it's going to be a great one. But you know, 2020 still was a great year for a lot of people. And it was a really kind of a good year, really probably for most of us, if we'll really kind of well, those of us that made it through to 2021, obviously it's a pretty good year for us. We had a lot of new additions this year in 2020. I've got a lot of friends that had kids and grandkids and great-grandkids, and I think that's just absolutely fantastic. We had some people that we lost in 2020, but we lose a lot of people every year, and so that's just part of life. It's just the way things go about, and I think that it will, I think 2021 will be that way also. I'm pretty sure of that. I keep adjusting here because I'm looking kind of unlevel, I think. I'm looking kind of unlevel. And Lucy's come down here to visit me now. Hi, Lucy, baby. Lucy's come down here to visit me. And Lucy is not just Lucy, but she's brought the twins with her. Yeah, see, there's the twins. There's Miss Jenny. There's Nina. So I guess pretty much there's Ranger over there. I'm just sort of pointing this thing. I don't know really what it's hitting at now. Looky there. Lucy says, I'll talk to everybody, Jimmy. I'll talk to everybody. There's the whole family down here on the dock. The whole family minus Milburn. I've been out in the woods looking for Milburn, but I have not found him. I don't know if I'll find Milburn or not. But I haven't found the body either, so that's a positive sign. We haven't seen any buzzards around any place. I just think he might have become a man and decided to leave. Become a man and decided to leave. Like I said, I don't know if I'm showing you all those deer or not. I'm pointing this thing, but there they go right there. Isn't that something? That's something you'll not see too often right there. five deer walking in a line on a fishing pier. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Isn't that pretty cool? I don't know what I was talking about. Let me set my iPhone up here on the. I keep adjusting that thing because honestly, guys, it just looks like I don't have that thing very level, and I don't know. I don't know. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention when I first set it up. I just set it up and let it go with that. And anyway, I have no clue what I was talking about. I think I was talking about 2020 and all of the different things that's happened in 2020. But I tell you one thing that happened in 2020. We got our faith tested more than anything else. Our preacher was talking about that this morning before he started his sermon. He talked about how 2020 made him a better Christian. 2020 tested his faith. And I think it tested every Christian's faith. And to be honest with you, and don't take this personal to anybody, but I think that a lot of people fail that test. I think most of us probably failed in one way or the other, but a lot of people I think failed it miserably. They allowed fear to completely take over their life. And as opposed to faith, you can have faith or you can have fear. You can't really have them both. And a lot of people, they let the virus and the fear of the virus, and the virus was created by man, but I'm sure the devil probably had a hand in that. But they let fear overtake their lives, and I, you know, it's okay. It's natural. You know, the disciples that walked with Jesus on earth, they lacked faith every day, and they watched him bring dead people back to life, for crying out loud. And yet they still had difficulty with their faith. So, but our faith was tested a lot. I think my faith grew dramatically in 2020. I'll admit without a doubt that I had doubts, and there was times when I'd look at that virus, and especially when I had friend after friend after friend get sick. And then I lost a family member, my cousin, and I lost other friends. And I've really lost about 4 friends right now. I had another one die this past week, 88 years old, H.P. Ferguson. A great friend, great man, lived a great life. That's just all I can say about it. But the COVID and his age, I'm sure, had a lot to do with it. But we, you know, once we start losing friends, we have so many friends that have it. Another friend of mine, Larry Sissel, just got over it. Greg Jones up at church, him and his wife just had it. He had more cancer, and they cured that. I mean, God's done some remarkable things in 2020, but we have lost some people also, and there'll be things that test your faith in 2021. It's always easy when a new year comes around, it's going to say, Happy New Year, this is going to be great, oh, we're so excited about a new year. But there'll be some things that will test your faith and mine in 2021 that might even more difficult than what tested our faith in 2020. We don't know what's going to happen. God knows what's going to happen. But can I tell you one thing? God is the same as he was this time last year when we were talking about 2020. Jesus is the same as he was this time last year. And he'll be the same next year and next year and next year and next year. When this earth is gone, and we'll have new heavens and a new earth, God will still be the same. That could happen in 2021. It might happen in 3021, 4021, I don't know. But Jesus will come back to the earth. And when he does, it's going to be a glorious day. I'd sure like to still be here alive when that happens. I really would like to see it. This past week, we had a great week between Christmas and New Year's. Christmas Day, we went down to my buddies Jim Bob Basham and his wife, beautiful wife Jackie, and we spent a couple, 2 or 3 days there with them. Took Jack and Sherry down there with me, and we had a great week hunting and visiting with them. Had incredible meals, great meals. Jackie just goes all out, and they don't get to come and visit me very often. I wish they would, so I could kind of repay the kindness to them that they show us. Usually go down there a couple times a year and visit them, and they're just great friends, and I love them to death. Jim Bob, by the way, caught and killed 522 wild pigs this year. 522 wild pigs. A lot of those was thermal hunting at night. I thermal hunted one night with him while I was down there, and I didn't get any. But I think the last night he got 5. A couple in the trap, and got the other 3 with the thermal. I do want to, we had a great week as this week. We ended the football season at the Cotton Bowl against Florida, and Oklahoma came away with another big win. It ended up being another great season for Oklahoma University. Probably going to end up in the top 5 again, which we've been there pretty much every year the last several years, and did not get to play for the national championship for the first time in the last 4 years. Didn't make that Final Four. Might end up in the Final Four. You can't ever tell. We're probably going to be 4th or 5th, depending on what they do to a couple teams that lost by quite a bit those first 2 games. So I remind people that last year Oklahoma was 4th, and we got beat by LSU and dropped to 7th. So we'll see how that works with the 2 teams that lost in the first 2 games. See if they'll drop them or they'll leave them up there. We cost ourselves a chance to play for all of it this year by losing a couple games early in the year, but we're playing pretty good right now. We're excited and anxious about next year, about 2021. 2021 kicked in this year in Oklahoma with a giant snowstorm, a record-setting snowstorm. I think it's the most snow we ever had for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. We didn't get any here in southern Oklahoma. We love to get some here because it's beautiful in these mountains, and it's just gorgeous when it first snows, and it doesn't last long because we get beautiful afternoons. Like, it was cold as a booger this morning. I mean, it was down in it was cold. I guess the upper 20s or something. And but it's beautiful out here right now. It's in the 60s. You could go fishing right now and just have a blast, have a really, really good time. I wanted to also thank some of y'all. By the way, the deer are doing great. We have not found Milburn. I've been out looking in the woods for him and hadn't found him. But the deer are doing great. You just saw them all come down here and walk around with me. I want to thank several of you are sending donations to help feed the deer. We don't ask for donations, but we really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Some of our good friends have brought over grapes and carrots. And my daughter asked me today at lunch. We stopped at Poor Girls up in town and had lunch, and they had carrots on the dinner. And she asked me if we was going to plant carrots. I said, "You bet we are going to plant a lot of carrots, less squash and much more carrots. I mean, just a lot more carrots we're going to be planting this year." If you want to send in donations for the deer, we appreciate it. But like I said, we're not asking for that. But we do spend an awful lot taking care of them. And also I wanted to mention, I talked about it a little bit earlier, but where we got the talking to everybody out there on our YouTube channel, which is right about 85,000, our Facebook, which is just under 530,000, 529,000 some. We are going to be doing a giveaway. We are going to be doing a giveaway of 2 fishing trips that we will do when the YouTube channel hits 100,000. It's about 85,000 now. Don't know how long it'll take. It might take 6 months, might take 2 months. I don't have any idea. Some months we just spurt up and grow by a lot. Other months we don't do much of anything at all, seems like. Might add 30, 40, 50 a day is all. But we do have some good friends we're probably going to be doing some videos with this year. Lake Fork guy, we're probably going to be having a Lake Fork guy down for a couple of days and doing a television show with him. And he's a great guy and he's got an incredibly great YouTube channel and a good following and a good person too. We'll probably be doing some more with my buddy Richard Jean, the fishing machine. I know I'll be doing more throughout the year with Daniel Arms Family Homestead. As a matter of fact, Houston is coming over this afternoon. He called me and I said, "Houston, wait, let me get my Sunday afternoon chat done, and we're going to get on the shooting range and shoot." Do some shooting, and I think he wants to. Mostly, I think Houston wants to show me his new 22 rifle that he got for Christmas, and I don't blame him. I'm anxious to see it. But we'll be doing some stuff throughout the year, fishing and no telling what all with my buddy Daniel and his wife DJ, and congratulations to them. Their channel's up there 400,000 plus, and Richard Jean well over 100,000. My buddy Roland Martin well over 100,000. We'll probably be fishing with Roland again as we've done for the last 40 or 50 years, and so. I'm hoping to go up and fish on the St. Lawrence River in May, and also turkey hunt up there on the Indian Reservation. And while I'm in that part of the country, I hope I can get with my buddy Chris Fix, who's got Chris Fix on a YouTube channel, 7 million subscribers on it. Chris loves to fish, good fisherman. His channel is not a fishing channel; it's a car repair channel, and it's really a good one. I mean, he's he's up in the upper high rent district of all the elite people. But anyway, we're going to have that contest, and probably we've decided to just get really old-fashioned. We've been doing all this stuff electronically and letting y'all enter the contest. We're probably going to get really old-fashioned, and we'll try to refine this a little in the next couple of weeks. My next 2 weeks is just totally jammed every single day, and I'm trying to get that book done. I have to get it done, written by the end of this month, and to them by the end of February, transcripted out and everything, all the total manuscript and the whole 9 yards. But we'll probably do the old-fashioned deal. I think what we're going to do is postcards. That's right. Some of you might not know what a postcard is, but we'll have you send your name and address, telephone number, email, whatever you want to share with us. We won't sell that information to anybody. We won't give that information to anybody. We're probably going to find us a hopper, I think we may have a hopper too. We've used in the past for various events that we've done around Lake Ten Killer, and probably just put all those postcards in there, roll it around a few times, and pick one out, and that'll be the winner. Pick another out, it'll be the winner. I think that we will probably do a winner for Facebook and a winner for YouTube. Now we'll do it when the YouTube channel hits 100,000. The Facebook channel just continues to add 200 or 300 or 400 people every day. It jumps 1,000 just every week or so, it seems. And so, but the Facebook, and if you're on both, and a lot of you are on both YouTube and Facebook, you'll be able to send in both of them. We don't care. Send in more than one postcard. We don't really care. And we're going to probably do an old-fashioned deal. I probably will also use those postcards to give away some other stuff. We may give away some T-shirts. So we may give away some some fishing lures, may give away a rod and reel or two. I don't know, just whatever I can scrounge around that we can give away, we will give away. But we're probably going to use postcards on that. We haven't totally decided on that, but that just gives you a little something to think about. Speaking of that devotional, I have 336 devotionals written. I have not written the fishing tips for them. I'm going to have to go back in there and do that. So I've only got to write about another 30 or 35 more to get up to 365, 370, whatever I got to have total. I know I got to have at least 365. I think I have to have a few extra, but and we've got to do that by the end of January. Like I said, these first 2 weeks I don't have much time to write, but I'll be writing in the middle of the night, all night or whatever, to get that thing done. But we will get it done. The daily devotional, of course, is the new daily devotional we got, the Catch of the Day, the old Catch of the Day. We are reading again this year on our Catch of the Day channel. If you're not on this channel, be sure and subscribe to the Jimmy Houston Catch of the Day channel. Catch of the Day, it's absolutely free to subscribe. We read a devotional, a fishing tip, and a scripture for every single day. And can I tell you, it'll change your life. Just that simple. It's changed mine. It's changed the lives of thousands of other people. And it's just an amazing a little Catch of the Day devotional. I wrote it back in 2005. We put those up on our Catch of the Day YouTube channel every morning at 5 o'clock Central Time. So you can it takes about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes. Shortest ones are about 3 minutes and something. Longest ones are about 8 or 9. I think I might have done 1 or 2. It's even 10. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I get to talking about something, tell a story or something. I don't know. But they're very short and quick. The main thing is a lot of times they change that very day. Like the devotional tomorrow, for some of you, it might change tomorrow. You might run into a situation throughout the day that you're about to say something or do something, that devotional pops into your mind, and you do it differently. Instead of doing it in a worldly, lustful way, you do it in a godly way. And the results are just they're just dramatic. They're just so much different when you answer something or you say something or you do something in a godly manner as opposed to a worldly manner. And you'll have a great change the way you do things, and you'll change the people around you too. It's just amazing. And just maybe from just some little something that said, it won't happen to everybody every day, but I promise you, if you'll watch 2 or 3 weeks, it'll happen to you. Because it happens to me. I mean, I have something happen during the day, and I think, whoa, that's what I was talking about this morning. I don't need to say or think what I was saying or thinking, right? You see what I'm saying? I'm going to end this thing right now because actually Houston's coming over. We're going to do some shooting, but I'm going to end this Sunday afternoon chat right now. And I just want to give you something to think about this week. I mentioned earlier that God is still the same as he was this time last year, this time 10 years ago, 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago. God is still the same. And you're going to be challenged in 2021. Many of you will be challenged with some things that's very dramatic tomorrow. Absolutely no doubt about it. And there's a song out. I think it's by those two boys from Australia, King and Country, I believe is their name of their group. And it's called Fix Your Eyes on Jesus. Fix your eyes. Fix your eyes. Fix your eyes on Jesus. If you will just, when you start to have a problem, if you have a situation arise tomorrow, next week, next year, whatever, if you have a situation arise and you're challenged in some way, shape, manner, or form, it might be fear trying to grab a hold of you. It might be fear trying to grab a hold of you. It might be somebody that's saying something nasty about you. It might be somebody that's cheating or stealing or lying to you. Fix your eyes upon Jesus. When you have thoughts and things come into your mind, fix your eyes upon Jesus. Just look at Jesus. Look at him. Just mentally put that picture and look at his eyes. And I'm telling you, God will start speaking to you in your heart. If you're saved, he's put the Holy Spirit inside of you, and he uses that as a way to communicate with you. But you got to be paying attention. You got to realize he's there. And if you're living in the world, if your response to whatever's going on that might be detrimental or bad in your life is worldly, you're not going to get God's advice. But if you all of a sudden just fix your eyes on Jesus, God will give you a response that will be beneficial in the situation. And let me tell you something else. If you've been wronged, God will pay you back right double. He'll pay you back right, double. That's what he does. That's what he does. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great Sunday afternoon. Go out there and have you a great week. Go out there and have you a great 2021. And I am excited about getting on this year. I know the rest of you all too. Have you a great one. And remember, I love you.